welcome to another live stream. This one will be probably average length, same as the other ones, but we do have a lot to discuss today. So before we get into the discussion, I know it may take people a couple seconds to get in here. Hi Sandra, hi Jackie, hi Keisha, hi Lindy Ann, hi Kariana Dean. So while I wait for everyone to kind of get in here, I will just give you a little update about what I've been doing today, and then we're going to get into all of the publication updates, the samples, the excerpts, and the reason why you came here. So today I have hit some major milestones, which is why I'm telling you what I did. One, I finished Mafia Surrogate, and it is in editing right now. The second thing that I did today was I completed updates on Cyrus Leo King so that it could go into audiobook production. So I already signed a contract with the audiobook producer who did Terran Taurus King, and so he will be working on Cyrus Leo King, and the book has been updated. So what that means is the ebook in the store is now updated as well. If you own the book already, you should be able to have it update automatically or manage your content and devices and get the updated version. I added over 5,000 words to the book, and so if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend you go and check out the new version. So now that we have a lot of people here, hello to everyone who's joined, let's get into the updates that I have for you today. Now, before I get into that, if you wait until the end of the video, I will also be doing an audiobook giveaway where this will not be just clicking the link and having to do the free trial, but I will be sending you a code to get an audiobook for free. Hopefully I'll be able to send one out to everyone, but you have to stay to the end of the video so that I can explain how it all works. So with that being said, let's jump right into it so I don't keep you here all night long. My new release and today's freebie. So the freebie for today is going to be a link in my bio to a book funnel. And this book funnel will take you to Quarantined with the Celebrity Who Bought Me, a box set of 4 short stories, kind of like 10,000 words that I think you'll really like. I would describe these as like erotica and humor. So like kind of funny swirl erotica. So if you hop over to the link in my bio, you can download those books for free and then come back to the live stream. The link will be live until tomorrow. So you have until then to go and get the freebie that everyone just gets for showing up. There's no catch. You basically just hit the link in my bio. The link just appeared at 6:30 and you should be able to get your box set doing that. So then we have my newest release. So my newest release is Mafia Property, and this came out on April 20th. So if you have not heard about or read this book yet, this is book 2 in the Boston Irish Mafia Romance series. And it's a lot. I think the cover ended up being more about pregnancy than the book, and the pregnancy part kind of comes in at the end. I would say this is more of a twisted second chance romance, best friend's little sister romance with a lot of heat. I think Kamari and Dara have a lot of chemistry with each other, and a lot of what they do is argue and have makeup sex, and that is basically what goes on throughout the book. So Dara is the second brother in the Murray family, and he's an ex-boxer, a strip club owner, and an all-around typical mafia bad boy. And then we have Kamari, who is his best friend's younger sister, who goes away to college in a part of the book. It's kind of told between flashbacks and the present. And so in the flashbacks, we see Kamari's first feelings towards Dara and how he reacts. And then in the future, he completely regrets how they ended and he wants to win her back. However, he did her kind of dirty, so she's not really feeling that. So Lindy Ann says currently reading on chapter 37 and loved it so far. Thank you. I hope I haven't given too many spoilers. I just kind of wanted to set up the idea of the book for anyone who hasn't gotten a chance to get into it yet and is wondering what it's about. So I would say the main tropes in this one, Yvonne says read it and loved it. Thank you. And the main tropes in the book would be second chance romance and then older man, younger woman. Although I would say this isn't as big of an age gap as some of my other books. And then there's dark romance and then kind of like a light pregnancy vibe to the entire book. So if that intrigues you, the book is free in Kindle Unlimited, and you can get a copy anytime. The link is in my bio, like normal. You can find that there, or I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else it's posted. You can just search Amazon for Mafia Property by Jamila Jasper. So everyone is here now, and so I would like to read you a little sample of Mafia Property. Villainous says, I love your dark romance books. And Nisi says, reading it, love it. So I'm going to just read a little bit from Mafia Property. Dara laughs, and I absolutely hate it. He thinks because he's a little older than me, he's so much smarter than me. I'm smarter than he gives me credit for, or I wouldn't be going to college. At least he doesn't push me away. His large palm moves to my lower back as he shakes his head. I can't ever be with you, Kamari. I'm Irish. My family has always been Irish. It's not possible for me to be with a girl like you. Because of religion? I realize it's a stupid question the second it spills out of my mouth. He means race, doesn't he? Dara's cheeks darken considerably. He sticks his tongue into the side of his cheek and then clears his throat. No, not because of religion. His finger finds one of my curls and he twirls it around his finger. It's not you. Right, so it's not because I'm black? He doesn't stop twirling my hair, which makes me want to slap him and kiss him at the same time. It's because I'm white, he says. Screw all that stuff, I say to him. He stops twirling my hair, which makes me want to drag him against me. I've waited too long for Dara to stop messing around with other girls and finally recognize my crush on him. I can't have him slipping out of my fingers now. I can't, he says. Those tattoos I have on my hands right now represent a commitment I've made. That doesn't just go away because you're beautiful. Shut up, I say to him, my voice shaking as I say it. I don't want to accept that this is who he is. I don't want to believe that something as dark as racism could be so close to the surface of Dara Murray. How can he be racist? He's always been there for me. He's always cared. No. I want to prove him wrong so badly that I grab his face and kiss him. He lets me, of course. I run my fingers through the stubble on his cheeks and kiss him until my lips are completely numb. When I stop kissing him, I don't stop clutching his shirt as if I could stop him from getting away from me. I feel an uncomfortable wetness between my thighs. I've never felt this intense desire. I've never felt my body getting ready for a man, and I've definitely never actually wanted anyone the way I want Dara. His face is incredibly stern as I grind my hips into him, like I'm making him question everything. What would your brother think? He doesn't even sound like he cares what my brother would think. I don't care. I'm 18, and he's not my dad. I can do what I want. That's not supposed to include me, Dara replies, but he doesn't stop me from reaching for the bottom of his shirt and lifting it over his chest. I push his shirt over his shoulders and take it off. I don't care what you think. Now that I have Dara's shirt off, I can see all his chest tattoos up close for the first time. I've never had many occasions to see him shirtless up close and outside of the boxing ring, and I tried to remember what he looked like in vivid detail every chance I got, but nothing beats seeing him half naked and up close. Okay, so we are going to take a little pause from Mafia Property. I just wanted to share a quick teaser of one of my favorite parts of the book before we get into the other announcements. The dynamic between Kamari and Dara is there's a lot of tension, so I hope that if you're interested, you give the story a chance and can read all the way to the end. Kiris the Great says, currently reading, loving so far. Good to see you. I gotta run pick up my daughter right now. Well, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you stopping by, and drive safely, or however you're going to pick up your daughter. May that journey go safely. So I'm going to move on to my other new release, talking about that for a second, although I'm not going to read an excerpt from that book. So the other recent release I've had was Duke Aries King. And I have already forgotten when that book came out. I want to say it came out March 27th. Hi, Nixon. Welcome to the live stream. And I believe it came out March 27th, and that is a continuation of my Zodiac Romance series. So I want to remind you of all the ebooks in that series because I am currently producing the series on audio. So if you are not caught up, Aries King is out. That one is kind of like a high school football bully romance. There is a snowstorm, some really good sex scenes, and I would say that is the number 2 reader favorite in the Zodiac Romance series so far. So if you haven't read that one, I highly recommend you check it out. That link is also in my bio. Yvonne says she read that one too, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I think that one I was getting my mojo back in the series. Duke was amazing. I loved Duke too. And I honestly really love the new Cyrus. I was just saying earlier in the live stream that I updated Leo King. I added 5,000 words. I feel like I took the story apart and put it back together. The updates aren't live on Amazon yet, but I feel like I put a little Duke into Cyrus in that book when I did the updates, which was really nice. So I have a note here that I'm supposed to talk about my inspiration for Aries King. I don't know if this was a reader question. What I will say is that I do love bully romance books, and I also wanted to have a book that tied into my future football romance series because I am kind of loving right now connecting all the little bits and pieces of my book universe. So Duke and Michelle are going to be in the McGraw College Minotaurs series, which is my college football series coming out much later this year. So stay tuned for that. When it comes to other parts of the book, I feel like readers have really just connected more with the stuck in a snowstorm plot lines, so that's kind of why I put it into the book. And I think I also have a plus-sized female lead in that book, and you guys are always asking for books with more plus-sized female leads. So if you are interested in that, then you're going to want to check out Aries King as well. So now that we're on to my new releases that have come out, what is about to come out? Big update. So I'm going to take a little sip of tea. I made this like loose leaf mint tea here. So I'm going to have a little sip of it. I've been really sore in my middle back all day today, and I'm just convinced the mint tea will heal me. So I have 2 major releases coming out soon. The first one is Despicable is coming to ebook. If you have read Despicable, Crispin and Amina's story, the serial on Patreon in any capacity, please let me know in the comments as I'm talking if you have read Crispin and Amina's story. I am putting the book out as an ebook now. Dark Brown Sweetness says, I've read a lot of your bully romance books. I love them all. So I'm putting them out on an ebook now. So hopefully for you bully romance fans, you will like this. I have the serial. What I've been doing with the serial compared to the ebooks is I write the serial and I do not have time to review anything. I literally write so much, my brain hurts all the time. I cannot keep track of details. I write the serial and I try to just put it out as it is and give you my direct thoughts. But for the ebooks, I want to go back into the serial and focus on the things that I didn't get to focus on when I was writing quickly. So everyone's saying that they've read Despicable. Thank you so much. I see all of your names. Yvonne, I can't pronounce Dogug. Oh boy. Dark Brown Sweetness, Villainess, and Angelic Eyes. All of those, everyone, thank you. So what I did with the 5 seasons of Despicable, I took season 1 and I split it in 2. And the first part of season 1, I wrote way more and I added more to it so that it's a more full ebook. So I think it came out to between 70 and 75,000 words, the first half of Despicable plus everything I added to it. And the ebook is up for pre-order now, and it's coming on May 16th. So I wanted to get on video and explain how they're different, because I feel like a lot of times like authors say, oh, it's different, but like, is it different? I would say that the plot line and everything that happens is the same. However, the book is better. I've added more words to it. There's certain scenes that I brushed over in the serial that in the ebook will be expanded upon more. Lady Gemini says already pre-ordered. Thank you very much. So if you have read Despicable in the past and like you've forgotten it a little bit, I do recommend getting the ebook because I feel like it's like the cleanest version of the serial, and hopefully because it's free in KU or just like the set $3.99 price, it will be affordable to read. At some point I'm going to get to the Kindle Vella section of this video, and we are going to talk about why reading the serials is so freaking expensive, which I do think I've covered in other videos, but we're gonna get to everything that's happened between my last live stream and now. I'm gonna get to all the major things that we need to get to. So Violetta says, you're incredible and I'm proud of you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I definitely do. So let's see. So I have the first book cover up for Despicable, just me checking my notes here. And I have changed it a bunch of times, but I'm done changing it. So if you pre-order Despicable right now, that's the cover we're going with. And I have all the titles for the other books planned out. Right now, the only one I'm ready to release is book 2 is going to be called Damaged. And book 2, if we remember, is the second half of season 1, but it's going to have a lot added onto it. And we don't know when I'm going to do that, but it's happening and I have some plans, and I also have an editor that I'm working with. So that should be very exciting to announce as things go forward. And Damaged is going to come out July 4th, but the pre-order isn't even up yet. So all you need to worry about is Despicable coming to ebook. It's up on Amazon. You can use the link in my bio, research it. The ebook is different from the serial. So if you're interested and if you love that couple and you have like an Amina and Crispin obsession like I do, you will want a copy of that. Now, my next release is book 3 in the Mafia series. So let's see if I can jog your memory here. Book 3, Mafia Surrogate. Previously called Mafia Housemaid for like a month. Previously called Mafia Surrogate with a different cover. And now this is the final cover, and this is what it looks like. Now, some readers get mad at me when the main character on the cover does not match the description in the book. I am living a life of budgets and stock photos, and I make the covers in advance, like probably by 6 months. And by the time I get to writing the book, I write the main character however I want to write her. So if that bothers you, I'm sorry, but I just don't really envision changing. So I just gotta come clean. I'm gonna make the covers that I think are going to reach people, and I will let you know what the character looks like pretty early on. And I do try to make announcements so that you know if you're getting a dark-skinned character, a cinnamon character, pink-haired, tall, short, petite, plus size. I try to make it known outside of the covers, and I do try to be kind of accurate, but you know, life happens. So that's the story with that. The book is Mafia Surrogate, and I went into that long story all to say that we have a plus-size female lead. People have been asking for one in the series, along with a biracial lead, which we will have in the future. I didn't really expect people to really want a biracial lead that badly, but people want it, so okay. And Mafia Surrogate has a plus-size female lead. So this is a nanny and boss romance. It's also a surrogacy romance. If you liked Forced to Surrogate, you will really like this book as well. I kind of think they are not just because of the surrogate thing, but because of the main characters. I feel like Jody and Heaven, the main character in Mafia Surrogate, have like a very similar vibe to how they react to the mob, and I really like that. In Mafia Surrogate, we also have a grumpy sunshine trope. Heaven is kind of like, I would say she's like a very like rich chocolate brown color, and I envisioned her as being one of those girls who has like beautiful brown skin, and she always wears like these bright colors like the fuchsia, the royal blue, the bright yellow, and Heaven's favorite color in the book is yellow. And so she is almost literally sunshine. And Rian, as you may know if you've read the previous two books, is fresh out of jail. He's fresh off the block, and he is back trying to lead a normal life with his daughter, who is not really having it since her daddy was in jail instead of raising her. So I really like Heaven. I just told everyone that the book is in its final stage of edits now. I ended it today, and I felt legitimately sad to say like, oh, that like Heaven's story is done. I felt like if I had more time, I could have given them a whole like extra dramatic 30K words of mess and tea happening, but I have to end the book, and so I'm guessing it's going to be between 70 and 80K at the end, because I'm going to add more. Thank you, Villainess. Thank you, Sid Bun. I appreciate it. I'm probably pronouncing everybody's name mad wrong. I'm so sorry. But oh, this is the other thing about Mafia Surrogate. It is a single dad romance. Of course, Rian has Tegan, and let's talk about Tegan for a second. Okay, so if you're on my Patreon, you'll know that yesterday I posted my character inspiration collage for Rian's character. So basically, I just find all these different pictures on Pinterest that kind of match what I have going on in my head. I throw them together in a little collage, and then I send that along with a description to the illustrator who draws and paints the illustrations for Patreon. So Tegan, because I just go on Pinterest and I'm like baby with blue eyes. I am a simple woman in my research, and so I put together this collage, and a few people had an issue. Oh my god, sorry, fun fact, my daughter's name is Tegan too. I love that name. Recently it's been popping up everywhere. I told a friend of mine about my character, and he was like, my girlfriend's name is Tegan. I was like, wow, what a beautiful name. I love that name. So Tegan in the photo looked very white. Let's just cut to the chase here, because I'm taking too long to get to the story. And some readers were like, well, she's half Puerto Rican. How and why is she white? I hope we will explain this more in Mafia Surrogate, but many people in Puerto Rico are of descent from Spain, including people I know personally. And if these people were to, let's say, have a child with someone who was pale, fair-haired, and blue-eyed, the child would come out looking on not particularly mixed. And this is a part of Tegan's character that she looks more white than Puerto Rican. So while I understand this confused some readers when I posted this on Patreon, read more about the Mafia family, keep reading the books, because I feel like everything that I'm putting together has some type of reason for it. I'm not completely crazy. I only turn my crazy on when I'm writing the sex scenes, and then I gotta turn my crazy off to get the rest of the book done. So Tegan is half Puerto Rican, but yes, she is a very pale-skinned, blue-eyed, half Puerto Rican, half white child, because that is part of the plot of how she was able to remain in the Mafia. I cannot say any more without spoiling this, because I do feel like I get into their past more in this book. So that's it. And also, we do know that Kamari from book 2, I was trying to remember her name, is connected to Heaven in book 3, but they honestly don't have too much going on in this book together. They just have a connection, but I do kind of want to write more scenes with like the girls, the mob wives getting together. So I hopefully will be able to add that. And that's basically all I want to say about questions people have had about Mafia Surrogate and that book coming out. That book is going to come out on June 15th. So Despicable is going to come out beforehand, because I need time to get this book edited and put together. And so hopefully that doesn't bug people too much that I have 2 series going on at the same time. My other release that I have, which I don't really want to talk about much because I don't have much to say, honestly, is Julius Cancer King. And I know what's going to happen in the book, more or less. But June 15th. Sorry, I'm reading the comments here and I'm like, I'm behind. I'm behind reading it. So Julius Cancer King is going to come out eventually, and it's just going to be similar to the other Zodiac romance books. I have to say that in terms of zodiac signs and my, knowledge of astrology as someone who just basically likes memes, I don't know much about the zodiac sign Cancer, but the whole point of the series is we're sexifying the zodiac. We're getting a hot guy for each zodiac sign. So I'm going to come up with the hottest Cancer King I can. So stay tuned. And when I have more to announce about that, probably my next live stream, I will do that. So I kind of got into it a little bit, but I always got to do the little Patreon updates here because I do know a lot of patrons watch. And also, if you are not a patron, it would be cool to see you back there. And so I kind of want to let you know what you get for even doing that. So I recently have posted some bits of Mafia Property. Powerless 3 is coming back soon. I've finally gotten into writing that. And then there's been a lot of extra content because I took the past 7 days off of posting. And so I could get my act together writing and deal with some things in my personal life. But in that time, I've posted what I could that's not daily chapters. So today I just posted the first 20 minutes of Adrian Scorpio King, the audiobook. So my narrator, Chris, got back to me with the first chapter and the prologue of the audiobook for me to review. And so that is something that my patrons have access to behind the scenes. And if you sign up, you will get access to that, basically all the chapters of all my serials. My Patreon is the cheapest way to read the serials. I cannot emphasize this enough. I do not control the price on Radish. I do not control the price on Kindle Vella. I have no idea what they charge. I definitely have been accused of being like a slot machine, a coin scam, something that you basically pour all your coins into and lose them. I can't remember the exact word. And I feel bad because I would not charge that much money to read the book if I knew how much it was. Someone said they spent $58 to read one of my books, and I was like, my ass fell through the floor. I was like, I don't remember getting any of that $58 if this is the case. That was highly cut in half or whatnot by Kindle. So thank you, Villainous, who said Patreon is so worth it. I just have to come on here sometimes and say how cheap it is because honestly, as an author, it's hard to speak up about these type of things and know like there could be potential backlash, and I don't want these platforms to think like I'm trying to steal their readers from them. But at the end of the day, like I'm not going to charge someone $58 to read like just one of my books or even 3 of my books unless they voluntarily choose to pay $58 out of the goodness of their heart. So check out Patreon. It is affordable. You will be there busy AF for months reading things. I post all the time. When I don't post chapters, I will post random things that hopefully will entertain you and will be related to books. And so I do hope that if you are price sensitive on these other platforms, like please check out my Patreon page because I may not be able to have it like look as pretty as an app. But I try to keep it real and I try to make sure that people can afford what's back there, and I try to offer a lot at a fair price. So that's my long story. Thank you to everyone in the comments who is supportive of me. Sid Ben and Angelic Eyes, Dark Brown Sweetness, I definitely appreciate it. So with that being said, unfortunately, because I kind of have been frustrated with Kindle Vella, I did memory hole posting the rest of one of my seasons on there, and I really pissed readers off because I was like hella late to posting the season. That was on me. But a part of that is because Vella also cuts off my episodes, and I write really long serials, and I didn't realize this, and they will not really like help me at all. So I have to post there, however, because I do want people who feel like finishing the story to finish it. So Powerless 3 is going to be the last thing on Vella, and that is the end of that because it's too expensive to readers and it's too difficult for them to get into it. So Deb66 says, I try to sign up to Patreon, but it wouldn't take any of my cards. Now that I am not really sure how to help with. I use PayPal for the patrons that I sign up to because I do sign up to other creators, you know, to kind of pay it forward. And so I use PayPal. If I had any issues with them, I would reach out to customer support. Aside from that, there is a limit to how much I can help with the payment side of things, but hopefully that kind of gave you a good direction to go in. So Radish is another platform where you can read the serials, which kind of suffers from similar issues from Kindle Vella. Radish, though, is, I think, a bit cheaper. However, their payment structure to authors is nebulous at best, and I do hope to move in a different direction. At some point in my relationship with Radish, they changed ownership, and it's been difficult for authors since then. I keep posting on these platforms literally because readers want the books, and I feel bad because I can't, like, really advertise my platform on there, but at the same time I want to like let people know like, yo, if this is expensive, like I got the hookup, you can come get all of the chapters for way less. So Vella and Radish, the last things that will be on there are Powerless Season 3, and that will be the end of that. My serials will be on Patreon, and I will be making a shift at the end of my bully romance serial to a different dark romance serial that I think will appeal to a slightly more mature audience. I don't know. Some people are tired of like the college age thing. I know I will read and write just about anything that's kind of like dark romance and edgy, but we're going to have, let's just say it's a more mature theme for the next one. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, holy shit, thank you so much. We are finally at the point where I wanted to get into my unexpected announcement, which I did not plan for in this video, which is the Terran Taurus King audiobook is live. It's on Amazon. It is available to listen to. I really invested in this narrator, and I found someone who I thought was gonna be like a hot, sexy male voice. And ooh, oh my god, villainess, you're in my mind. Let's just say that you are not far from where the next serial will be. You are extremely close. You are in my brain. So that's all I'll say. I won't make an official announcement, although if you watch this video, then you can find out. Yes, you are in my mind. Let me get back to the audiobook for a quick second. So the audiobook is here. What the giveaway I wanted to do was to just give anyone who wanted the audiobook outright. Older folk love romance too and sex. I agree. And I do think that some people who are older don't like to read about the younger couples. Okay, so before I start replying to everything, losing my train of thought, let me get this out and then I will reply to all the little comments. So Terran Taurus King audiobook. I have codes left that I can give out. So this is different from clicking the link and signing up for the free trial. With the code, you get to outright own the audiobook. I probably have 15 left. When this live stream is over, DM me that you want an audiobook code. And tomorrow morning, I will go in order of who DM'd me first, and I will send you your very own code to download my new audiobook completely free. Basically, it's a first come, first serve thing, which is why I said watch the live stream. So when it's done, just DM me if you want an audiobook code. I'm really slow on that stuff sometimes. So let's say tomorrow morning, first thing, I will send you the audiobook code and you can get my Zodiac romance book on audio. It's like a 2-hour, 12-minute book. It's really spicy. It's really hot. So if you are interested, wait till the end of the video and DM me after I close off the live stream and I'll send you a code in the morning. So I have codes for the US and the UK. So if you are in the UK, just let me know and you can also get the code for free to download the book. So Yvonne says older folk love romance too and sex. I'm getting to the comments now that we've gotten to the giveaway part of things. And I agree. And also, some people who maybe have kids who are 18 or 19 will message me and they're like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to read this. And so I have had a lot of fun doing the romance serial, but I just, because I've done that age group for so many seasons at this point, I do want to switch it up and write like just a slightly older main character for a serial. So Dark Brown Sweetness says, I love all your books so far. You're an amazing author. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. And yes, thank you, Kara. And thank you to Miss, oh boy, me trying to pronounce things again. And thank you to everyone who I've waved to for coming to the video. So again, the main thing I want to get across in this video is if you want the Taryn Taurus King audiobook, DM me. I have a new book out, Mafia Property, and a recent book in the Zodiac series. My next upcoming book is Despicable, which is coming on May 16th. And I already explained how and why that book would be different from the serial. We talked about as well June 15th, Mafia Surrogate coming out. And then Julius Cancer King coming out on the 27th of June. And so many more releases in the future. I hope this big update kind of told you everything that you needed to know. And I really wanted to get into the new audiobook out and the pricing issue with Kindle Vella and Radish, because I just really wanted to be upfront with that, having read a lot of reader complaints about the price recently. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. So I don't have too much else to say. I can wait a second. If anyone has any questions, I can answer any questions. So just let me know. So Kara says, I have all of your audiobooks so far. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. With this audiobook, I think it's going to be hard for me to make a profit, which I need to do. So because it's just a short length and I did invest a lot in the narrator, so it would really help me out, as many people who get the audiobook as possible. It really helps as an author. So I'm checking over my notes to see if I've missed anything else, and I don't think that I have. So if you have come to today's video, don't forget there's another freebie that you can get to read that's going to be in the link in my bio. All the books I've talked about will be linked in my bio, and I will be back to do another live stream soon. So, okay, will I be able to do anything new for next year? It depends on what you're talking about. I have books coming out all of this year. I have new audiobooks coming out and new serials. So I think all of these things, yes, I will be able to do new things this year and next year. I do plan to keep going on all the open series and things like that. And Kara says, Taryn was great. I really appreciate that. So I think I'm going to close off the video unless any last minute questions come in. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to get your freebie with the link in my bio. When you write one book, are you thinking of the next book in the series? Yes. For all the ones I have pre-orders up for, I basically have them all planned out. Not specifically, but I definitely know who all the brothers are going to be and what like vibe all of the romance stories are going to have, like the tropes, what type of main character, and then I kind of try to keep them all connected as I go. So, okay, I think I got to the last question. I don't want to ignore anyone, and I know there's a little delay, so I'm sorry if it was a little awkward. I hope you guys have a lovely evening. Thank you so, so much for watching, and I will hopefully get a chance to see you in another video next month and talk about some more romance-related things and read a nice sample to you guys and everything. So have a good night, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
She be calling on a Monday, wanna meet on Tuesday, asking me to fix me up real nice. She can wait until the weekend, she wants off the deep end, telling me to bring the stuff I like. I don't wanna let her down, so